I'm Scott with Marc's Mobility. Today we're going over how to change your joystick from the right hand to the left hand or vice versa. So let's get right into it. First thing I want to mention is I'm doing this on a rehab style Quantum. If you have a captain seat, it's going to be very similar to this, but it will look different. You just don't have as much wiring to deal with in the back. Then you would just zip tie it to your chair, kind of like you would on some of the old Jazzies. I'm going to show you on the rehab style because that's a little bit more complicated. Mine has a switch box as well. If yours does not have the switch box, this will be a little bit easier for you because instead of two cables, it's just one to deal with. So the last thing I recommend is kind of a general tip is if you have a seat lift, set it to the height you want to be working at. I'm going to be standing, so I brought the seat lift all the way up. So that'll just make your life a little bit easier. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the power's off. This unit also has a swing away joystick. This is one of the universal Quantum ones, so it'll swing on both sides, so I don't have to do anything weird. Some of the older ones will have a swing away that only goes to one side. You can attempt to take that apart and reverse it. It's a little tough. So in that case, I might not attempt it or find just a straight bracket and get rid of the swing away. But these ones here that Quantum makes currently are universal. So I'm going to go ahead and take the joystick off. My joystick mount has a kind of a screw right here. We're just going to loosen these screws. Once you loosen, you can pop them up and reset them so you can loosen multiple times. And I'm just going to slide my joystick out. So what we need is to mount. Let me get these cables out of here. There's a little pouch on the other side for them. Well, we need to take this and put this on our left hand arm. So I'm going to show you the underside. Now, in order to take this off on the other side, I'm going to need a 6mm Allen wrench. Most joystick mounts, some look different than this, but it should be a similar concept all the way around. We're going to just loosen these bolts holding it in place. There's one there, and then there's one on the underside. And you'll see it'll start sliding. That's good. There's just this little plastic piece. We're going to kind of pop that out and slide this out. And when you're done, we could just pop this back in. Now, next thing we have to do is deal with these wires. Now we're looking at the back of the chair. We follow these wires back. What we're going to have to do is just unplug these two. Luckily, you don't have to remove the back. There is an older style of this back that looks more square. I don't remember if you have to take that back off or not. If you do, I got a picture what the back looks like. It's just 4 Phillips head screws. I'll have that highlighted, and then that's what removes that in order to access these plugs. But this new style, I know you don't have to take anything off. So we're going to go ahead and unplug these. You got this one here. And then because I have the ICS box as well, I'm going to do this one. Now these are interchangeable too. So if you get them mixed up down the line, it'll work either way. It's just a splitter in there that connects both of these to the brain, so it doesn't really matter which one goes where. But now that they're unplugged, we can take these out. That will then allow us to pull these through. There is a little wire holder under here. I'm going to take those out of. We can take them out of this wire holder right here. And then slide them through this hole in the arm here. And then that way we can mount them on the other side. Now they do only fit one way through this, so make sure you have one cable kind of tucked like that. But they will come out of here. Just like that. So the easy part about this is I've just had the joystick sitting on the seat the whole time. It's not super hard to do, so the seat's just holding it up for me. And now what we're going to do is wire this the same way it was, but reverse. So we're doing this on the left side now. I'll push both of these through, give it some slack, try to run it through these wire holders under the arms. There's the first one. And again, if you don't have the ICS box, you'll only have one of these cables. Or I believe they call it I-access box on Quantum. There we go, that one's in. I'm going to try and feed a little more slack through. And then there's one you can't really see, but it's under the arm, kind of right in there. That's just another wire holder, so we're going to slide it on the other side of this. And into that little holder. There we go. Now we've got these cables through. I recommend leaving the arm in the up position. That is the most amount of slack you will need. So that way you don't tie it while the arm's down here. Then you try to lift your arm and it starts pulling. So make sure your arm's up. I'm gonna pull just a little more slack through. And then we're gonna just connect these back where they were before. One, and there's little holders for these too. See how I can just kind of push that in there. And then two is on this side. Make sure they lock, and then they're nice and out of the way. Now we're basically doing the reverse of how we started. We're just gonna pop this little plastic cap off. We're gonna get our joystick attachment bracket, and it will be the opposite direction as from the right side, but it will still fit. So you're gonna want your screw on the outside of the chair and your wire holder on the inside. And you can pick if you want a little bit closer or further to the chair. I'm gonna do a little closer. That way it sets my joystick dead center of the chair. So we'll slide that in. I'm gonna tighten it a little bit, but we might adjust this a little bit later, but I've got it kind of right about where it was. If you want it further up, you can do that. So I'm gonna tighten it right there, but we're gonna check that in a second. But from here, we'll go ahead and slide our joystick in. Then you want to leave a little bit of space, especially because this one has a swing away. We don't want it to hit the arm. So if we're too close, you won't be able to use it. So we're going to go back here, go ahead and tighten this. And then we want our slack. That's good like that because we're going to run it around. We have the slack on the outside so that when we use the swing away, it's not going to catch. If we ran the slack on the other side of the joystick, on this side it would catch and it wouldn't work very well. So we're just going to go ahead and tighten this. There we go. So we got that in a pretty good position. I'm going to tuck this slack into this little wire holder on this side. Lift the arm all the way up. We do get another wire holder right here. And then we can kind of feed the slack through like that. I don't believe this will hold both wires, but if you have the one wire, that'll work just fine. So as you can see, I can still use the swing away without any wires being pinched. You push the slack through and then kind of have it all go through in the back. So now all that there is left to do is to just continue feeding the slack through to the back of the chair. It might pop out of the wire holder, that's fine. We'll just put it right back in and then just kind of pull it through to the other side. And that way the slack is loose back here. That way it's not going to pull. So you'll want your slack here, not on your arm. That way it's not going to hit anything as you're driving by it and start pulling on your wires. So this is kind of what it looks like completed. Just like when we started, our slack is run well, our swing away works good. So now we have successfully transfer the joystick to the left-hand side. This has been how to move your joystick from either the right or the left-hand side so that you could have it on the correct side that you want. If you have any questions, give us a call. If you need any batteries for your Quantum, we do ship these all across the US. I have more instructional guides on how to do batteries for your chair. Check the link in the description below for the playlist. If you have any questions, give us a call. If you're in the market for a used Quantum power chair, we also sell those and we ship them all around the country. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel.
Hi, I'm Marc.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.